afternoon, everyone. As you know, my name is Archana Sardana. So, after ma'am's, speech, I've forgotten my speech actually, whatever I had to say. Anyway, I have to go through my story, whatever happened. I mean, where I was and where I've reached right now. I have been brought up as a poor child in a family in Jammu. It's again a small town. And being the youngest, I was the most pampered and always loved, center of attraction. I mean, attention has to be there as it is the youngest. And my family is a very traditional family. The ladies of our household are not allowed to go out and work. And even I was not allowed to step out of the house, except, until and unless one of my family members used to accompany me. My life drastically changed after my marriage, and I got married after graduation to a Indian submariner. He's in the Indian Navy, a submariner who is also an adventure junkie. So slowly and slowly he's kind of pushed me into adventure, and somehow maybe even I was the kind of person who wanted that little push. He started with his idea of honeymooning was take me to a destination which is a Himalayan Mountaineering Institute in Darjeeling. He took me there and enrolled me in a 15-day adventure course. So initially I used like getting up 5 in the morning and doing all those things. I used to hate it. But I had this thought in my mind that can I give up at that stage? More than this, there was one more thing that came into my mind that time was, is the limit only limited to where I was that time? So when this thing came into my mind, next 2 days I gave it my best. And trust me, after that I never looked back. After that there was this again mountaineering course in Uttarachal, that is NIM, National Mountaineering Course. So again he sent me there, and he had a very weird thing in his mind that if I'm able to finish that 28-day course, going through pregnancy and childbirth would be a breeze. And somehow I again qualified with an A grading, and when my eldest son was born, I realized that going through labor pain was much more easy and less painful than going through that course. It was that difficult. And that was done, and again he had one more weird idea. I mean, whatever I've done, it's all thanks to my husband, who has been an inspiration and a pushy person behind me. So again he had this weird idea that all the problems in life starts only when you stop doing something great, something brave. So if you are not finding anything to do, just go to the swimming pool, go to that 10-meter pool and just jump. That will give you more of courage. And generally people have this thing in mind that they can get into extreme adventure sport only if they suffer. But when I did my first skydive, it was a feeling of profound joy. It was so nice. The feeling was all freedom. And then basically jumping out of the completely very nice aircraft would sound very stupid as well as very weak, no? I mean, how many of you can just go out of the plane and just jump without thinking? It's very difficult, and it is more difficult when somebody pushes you to go and do all those things. But what happens in skydiving is when you start diving, the fear factor is very high and the fun factor is very low. But eventually when the number of jumps are more, the fun factor becomes the adrenal rush, which you start enjoying, and the fear factor starts decreasing. It is not there after some time. So as the facilities for skydivers in India were very, very few, or maybe it was not there. I had to go to US all the time because whatever I had earned, the skill which I had earned, I never even wanted to give up. And taking too much of gaps and not being current means that you have to start all over again. So I went to US, and at that time there was a small incident when I wanted to do this flag jump. I went to US and I had only 120 skydives that time. And after going, I came to know that if I have to do a flag jump, it has to be like 200 skydives. And that was the time when I did my 80 jumps. And when when it was like 200 jumps, when the first jump was my this flag jump. And when I did flag jump in a place like US, the people appreciated. I mean, they just liked it because none of the Indian had done that in the US that time. And that was the time when I used to go and people used to talk about India as a very ignorant country as far as adventure sport is concerned. And when they used to see me, that was the mindset change, Their minds used to change. And somehow they used to appreciate, that India is coming forward in adventure sport as well. So after skydive, the next sport where I ventured out was the extreme sport that is known as base jump. Unlike skydive, where you have two parachutes, in base jump you just have one parachute and you jump from a very low static objects. In base jumping, the reaction time is very low, and the thing is you can die rather than getting injured. The chances are you can die. But somehow I was very confident and just got into it. Generally people get into base jump only after 1,000 skydives, but I got into it after 200 skydives. As usual, my husband had this habit of giving me the tickets. He used to hand over the tickets, insurance, and the list of goals, whatever I have to do in US. So that was the time he gave me all these things, and he came to drop me to the airport in a car. And little I knew that he's already sold out that car along with the motorcycle just to fund that trip. Rest is a history, and where I came back as the only woman base jumper of India. Not only that, I was the only Indian who has jumped from the KH Tower with the Indian flag. So all this I was able to achieve because at that point of time I had a dream. Even my dreams came with a lot of obstacles, but rather than giving part to the obstacles, I fought them back and knocked them down and make my dream a reality, being the only woman base jumper. After that, it was like, what next? So as a family, we went to Andaman. I had 2 boys. So after, in 2010, as a family, we went for vacation to Andaman. My kids wanted to do scuba diving. And in fact, they wanted me to do with them. And by that time, I did not know how to swim. In my late 30s, I learned to swim only when my kids were learning. But then, now again, the situation was that I gave up or I continued doing it. But this time, it was like I have to push myself to do something different. I have to go ahead of my limits. And what is the limit basically? Limits are all in mind. You have made a score in your mind. Okay, fine. I can do this thing. I cannot go beyond that. That is the limit which you have made in your mind. So if you have to do something different from that, you have to go ahead and break your own record. Yeah? So you have to go ahead. So this was a time when I had to do that, and I had to push myself into something different which I was scared of. I had fear of water. but I push myself so much that now at the moment I'm the master scuba diver trainer and certified by PADI, Professional Association of Diving Instructors, and my kids also became the scuba divers again. So this was the time I realized that if you have to achieve something, you have to come out of your comfort zone. Like for example, comfort zone is not standing here and giving, a talk, but where you guys are sitting, that's a comfort zone, no? So that is what I realized, and it is not that now I'm not scared of doing something different, or that fear is not there. It is still there, but then I always realize that magic always lies beyond that. Beyond that life is. Otherwise, in comfort zone, you'll get whatever you want, but you'll not see whatever, and you'll not know whatever you can do. So whenever I have fear and I have to start something, there's a author who's written Mark Twain. I quote to his wordings, and he's written that after 20 years, you'll be disappointed with the things you did not do than the things you have done. So throw away your bowlines, sail away from your safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, discover, and dream. Thank you so much.